Yes, guys, Ryjack back here for another video. Today, we're looking at Man City's new starting 11, my predicted starting 11 for the upcoming Premier League season. We are just under 2 weeks away from the season coming back. I'm getting excited. I hope you guys are as well. Of course, we'll be back to live watch-alongs, live streams, previews, post-game analysis, all of the good stuff on the channel here. If you're a new, do hit sub. It is majorly appreciated. We're almost at 400 subs on the channel. Would like to hit that number before the season does start. And if you want other ways to reach me, TikTok, Instagram, I do YouTube shorts as well, and we have a Discord channel. All that information is in my bio and in the link in the bio of this video here. So before we look at the lineup, there's a bit of news to go over that came out today that I want to talk about and just get my thoughts on. So, start the day off. Nico O'Reilly and City have agreed on a new contract. The 20-year-old ties down his future. There was, of course, bids from Chelsea back in January, and Chelsea came back looking around this summer to see if City were open to the sale. I guess not. Not interested in selling. They are tying him down. I am curious. It does say new shirt number is coming. So no more 75 for Nico O'Reilly, which is, well-deserved. He's a first team member. I'm wondering if it's going to be, like a left back type number or more of a midfielder number. Could give somewhat of an indication on where he's going to play. At the moment, he is probably the backup left back and a rotational midfielder going forward. I do hope we see more Nico O'Reilly in the midfield. I really like watching him play. I don't know how much he's going to get minutes-wise at left back when you have Ryan Aït-Nouri, who looks, very good, very impressive. At least he did in the Club World Cup, and I assume he will continue that stellar, performances throughout the Premier League season. You've also got Josko Vardiol, who can play left back, Nathan Ake, who can play left back. I mean, you have Manu Akanji, who could play left back as well. So there's a lot of potential left backs at the club. And I'm assuming Nico O'Reilly prefers to move into the midfield, his much more natural position. But that area of the pitch is very log jammed. You guys know there's the Unks that have not yet at this moment left. There's Gundogan, Nico G, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic. You have Rodri. You have Ryan Cherki. Phil Foden can play in the midfield. So there's a lot of players there, and I do hope Pep gives Nico a good run there this season, and I hope we see less left back, even though he was fantastic at left back for City. But agreement done and a new shirt number. Very cool, good information. So moving on, next bit of news. We saw yesterday there was some rumors of Vitor Hayes maybe going to Girona, and that is now confirmed. Vitor Hayes going on loan to Girona, Man City's sister club, of course. Interesting one. I don't know if I love it. Personally, I was excited to see Vitor Hayes this season for City. I thought he did pretty well in his limited opportunities in the Club World Cup this summer. And I don't know, maybe I get excited when we sign a young, promising prospect, and I want to see him get a run in the team. And now we got to wait at least another year for that to happen. It is just a loan, straight loan. There's no option to buy, no obligation to buy. So he's just going to Girona, and hopefully he gets a lot of playing time. I think maybe they looked at the center back situation. They realized we are struggling. We're not going to be able to offload either Stones or Akanji or Ake, and Vitor Hayes is just not going to get minutes ahead of those guys. So best case scenario, even though Pep had said and stated he wanted Vitor Hayes to stay, you cannot keep 7 center backs. It's just not realistic. So he goes out on loan to Girona. Now, I kind of was hoping he would play for a little bit better quality club, maybe one that has possession, kind of like City do, and Girona is going to be defending quite a bit. Maybe that's good for him. He gets to experience defending against, good quality teams like they have in La Liga, but ideally he's not fighting a relegation battle in La Liga. You want to see Girona improve, and just most importantly, he gets a lot of minutes. So there was some rumors of like Porto. That would have been pretty interesting. That's not happening. Obviously, it is Girona. So I'll just have to watch some Girona games to see Vitor Hayes this season. Again, hopefully he just plays a lot, continues to develop and is able to come back next season when maybe some center backs have indeed left the squad and are able to, he's just able to slot right in and get some minutes next season. He is still young, so I don't want to write him off. Not a whole lot of loan deals that have ended up successful for City in terms of coming back to the first team and contributing, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. It doesn't mean Vitor Hayes cannot be the first. So another loan deal. It looks like Claudio Echeverri will be going on loan. Not sure where at the moment, but City and his agents want him to go to Girona as well. So another reason to watch Girona this season should this deal go through. Echeverri, it looks like, needs to be convinced of this move. Again, another player I was very hopeful to watch this season. I thought he would be a good rotational attacking midfielder, maybe even play on the wing a little bit. He seems versatile. He scored that great free kick this summer at the Club World Cup. But, he got injured, wasn't able to make his mark, I guess, and impress enough to warrant staying at City this season. Again, it could just be a homegrown issue, a registration issue where we cannot register him or we're not able to get the outgoings we want to make the registration easy for Champions League for Echeverri. So it's better to loan him out than let him sit on the bench and not be registered for certain games. Maybe that's what happened. Again, maybe it is more of Pep just doesn't think he's quite ready yet. Again, very, very young, but ideally, Echeverri is not quite the same type of player like Perrone was, where, excuse me for my dog barking, but I think she's all right now. We don't want to see Maximo Perrone 2.0, where he goes out on loan, does really well, and then, it's just done. He gets an automatic buy option to the Italian club, Como. That's not what we're looking for. I think people were super hyped up about Echeverri this season, and it's unfortunate to see him go out on loan and not play for City this season. But, again, another reason to watch Girona. Hopefully he smashes it and comes back and is able to contribute, just like Vitor Hayes, hopefully next season in the squad. Anyway, that is the big news of the day so far. Now I want to look at building a lineup for the upcoming season. I'm very excited by this. It's a nice look at 25-26. The season is just over 2 weeks away, like I said. We got some nice signings as well, and I can sort of make some predictions and see what you guys think. For me, I'm going with Ederson as the starting goalie. That's what I think we're going to get. The bench player is going to be James Trafford, the number 2. I think Ortega will leave, most likely. That will probably happen in the next few weeks or so. Where is he going to go? I don't know. There was some talks with Burnley, maybe a club in Germany. Who knows? But it looks like unless something changes with Ederson, he's staying and Trafford will be the number 2 with, all the intention to potentially push Ederson and maybe displace him as the starter. I think the main center back pairing likely that you're going to get is probably Josko Vardiol at left center back with Nathan Ake backing him up. That's my best guess there. And then the right-sided center back is going to be Ruben Diaz, probably again with, I guess, Kusanov backing him up. Left back, you're going to have Ryan Ait-Nouri, most likely, with, I guess you go Nico O'Reilly backing him up, probably. Where is he? Nico O'Reilly. Probably. Again, it's a little bit fluid. The right back, I'm going to guess it's Mateus Nunes. There's no news on any right back movement there. It looks like we're not buying anyone else. So this is our squad for the remainder, at least until January. Maybe something can change. Remember a couple of years ago, we were all told that the deal, we were done doing business, and then a couple of days later, Akanji was bought. So who knows? This is what I'm going with, though, for now. I think the midfield 3, obviously you have Rodri here as the main number 6. I think his backup will probably be Nico Gonzalez. Again, not sure 100% that it's Nico G. I guess you could put some other players there, but let's go on the left side. Tijani Reinders, if I could know how to spell his name. There we go. Tijani Reinders on the left. Maybe underneath him we'll go with Kovacic, I guess. Kovacic is the backup there. There's a few midfielders, so there's not enough room in the squad to put all of them. Like, you could also list Gundogan as well. And I think we're probably looking at, it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Ryan Cherki as our attacking midfielder with behind him Gundogan. That's what I'm going to go with, at least at the moment. Obviously, Haaland will be the number 9, the striker, with Marmoush in behind him. Again, Marmoush will also play a lot over on the left. So, and I actually think he will probably be our starter out on the left. So, I mean, even though Marmoush is the backup to 9, I think it's fair to put him in that left wing starting position. Even though he's not really a left wing, but he's more of like a winger that is way inside. Anyway, I'll put Doku as the backup left winger there. I think that makes sense. Then over on the right, it's a tough. You have 3 players really out there on the right: Foden, Savinho, and Oscar Bob. So I think it'll probably be like that. You know what I can do just to fit Oscar Bob in is on the bench for the number 9, maybe like a false 9 scenario. We can have Oscar Bob there, do that. So, I mean, that for me, that looks like the squad that we're going to have going forward. I think it's a very good squad. Is it good enough to win the Premier League? For me, yes. You look at the 11, you look at the depth we have, I think you'll be hard-pressed to find another team, should we stay healthy, that is as good as Man City can be. Will they be? I don't know. You never know how it's going to shake down, but City are going to be back, my prediction at least. Do we need some more signings? Probably, maybe a right back, maybe another midfielder, maybe some better wingers. That's all there. But at the moment, I think the team is good enough to compete for the Premier League. I don't know that we'll win it, but definitely compete with Liverpool, compete with Arsenal, maybe Chelsea push on or competing with them. I think it'll be a very good, very fun Premier League season, and this is my initial squad depth chart that I'm going with, and I really like it. I like it a lot. For me, if you know me, I'll be putting Oscar Bob in the starting 11, but this is more realistic of what I think. So do let me know what you guys think of the starting 11. Of course, let me know if it's good enough for City to win the league, or you know, are we missing a right back desperately that's going to cost us? Let me know in the comments below, of course. And if you're new, sub. Help me get that 400 subscriber goal before the season starts. So thank you guys. I will see you in the next video.